Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is Bruna. Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this super intriguing pattern. When you look at it, you don't know if they are really twisted or if it's just an effect with all the shades and the colors together, but they are actually twisted, and this pattern is super fun, so I cannot wait to share this one with you, and I really hope you like it. So if you want to learn how to make this square and the matching triangle for your projects, come along and let's crochet them together.
It's inevitable. In the paradise, we can work it out and see the hard times fading in the sunrise.
So here are the materials I'm going to be using for today's tutorial, starting with this beautiful yarn, and look at all the shades that I'm using. This one is the Iggy by Tesland.com, and it's 100% cotton and a number 2 yarn weight. I'm using here the brown, yellow, copper, and green. I'm going to be linking them in the description if you are interested in checking it out. And then I'm using a 3mm hook, a small pair of scissors, tapestry needle, and 3 stitch markers. So now let's begin with the tutorial. So I have one circle here completed, and we have to make one more, and then the other one is going to be connecting all the 3. So the next one I'm going to be making with the copper yarn, and then the third one I'm going to be making with the brown. So to begin, I'm going to be making a slip knot and chaining 13. So once you have the chain of 13, you are going to be going into the first chain, and then you're going to pull up a loop and slip stitch the 2 sides together to create a circle. So now we are going to be working around this circle. So first we are going to be chaining 3. So we are going to be creating double crochets going around the circle. So we are going to be having 29 double crochets and 30 with the chain of 3 that we've created at the beginning. All right, so we are going to be having 30 stitches in total going around. So I'm going to now create my 29 double crochets going around this chain. So now this is going to be my last one, so it's stitch number 30. And once you have the 30 stitches going around, you're gonna go into the chain 3 right at the top and slip stitch. So now here we have the circle completed. We are going to chain 1. You can cut the yarn and fasten off. And before we carry on, just make sure that you weave in so that you don't have to do this at the end. So once you've created the first one, go ahead and create a second. And now I'm going to be making the third one going around this 2. So let's go ahead and do that. So get the third shade, create a slip knot and chain 13. That's the very first step. So once you have the chain completed, you're gonna get the 2 circles that you have done previously. You're going to be putting them together, so it's going to be reverse with reverse. So the right side is going to be on the outside, as you can see. And then you're going to be passing the chain through the middle of both circles. Make sure that the chain is nice and straight. You're going to then find the first one, go into the first chain, and then slip stitch the 2 together, and then from here you can create the double crochets going around the circle. So now go ahead and chain 3, and then you can start with your double crochets going around the circle, the chain. So it's going to be exactly the same as the other ones. So we are going to be doing 29 double crochets, and then 30 is going to be the chain 3 at the beginning. So we do count the chain 3 at the beginning as a stitch. So you can go all the way around creating your double crochets. So now I'm going to be doing my last double crochet. So this one is stitch number 30, and then you're gonna go into the chain, and then you go into a slip stitch, and then you can chain 1, cut yarn, fasten off, and then you can weave in. So once you have this completed, we have to now organize the twisted circles into a position that we like. So I've ended up like this. So I'm just going to be turning the yellow on the right side like that. So now you can just organize how you want it. So let me see, putting the copper at the top and then the yellow here. All right. That's good. I think this looks really nice. If you want to keep the twisted kind of similar to all the squares, then just remember how you've twisted them. I don't really mind mine being a little bit different. Like for example, this one, I've done yellow, copper, brown. So you can just decide however you want to twist them. I don't mind them being a little bit different. So see? It looks nice too. So it's going to be completely up to you. So once you have the twisted effect that you want, now let's bring the stitch markers. With the stitch markers, we just have to join the 3 corners of the circles so that we have an even amount of stitches going around the 3 circles. So the first one, you don't have to count. So you're just gonna get the 2 circles, and then you can just join any stitch from the first circle with the second, so you don't have to count. And then from here we are going to be starting to kind of count the stitches. So starting with the copper, because it's already here at the top, we are going to be counting 13 stitches, counting this very first one where the stitch marker is. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then you can just choose any stitch of the brown at the back. So you don't have to count the brown at the back. Just any stitch, because we can just move the brown around and that's going to organize the stitch count. So now we can just move the copper a little bit like this, and we can count on the brown 13 stitches, counting this as the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So mark that stitch down, and then from this stitch here, the first one where the stitch marker is, you are going to be counting 13 and you're going to be connecting with this last one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's this one. This one with that we've counted on the brown. So now you can just double check if it's 13. From this point to this point, this point to this point, this point to this point. All right, I'm going to just double check. So that's the correct stitch count, and in total we have 36 stitches going around that we are going to be working with now. And I'm going to be doing that with the green. So with the last shade, go ahead and create a slip knot. So you're going to be choosing one of the stitches where the stitch marker is. So go through these 2 stitches where the stitch marker is, and then I usually do a single crochet attaching. So you're going to pull up a loop and then yarn over, pull through 2. So I just attach with a single crochet like this, and then you can remove the stitch marker. So we are going to be starting here with the first corner. So we are going to be chaining 4. So 2 is for the double crochet, and then the other 2 it's for the chain in between the double crochets, you will see. And then into that same stitch, just move the little end out of the way. So into the same stitch where the stitch marker was, go ahead and create a double crochet. So here we have the first corner. So chain 1, we are going to then work into the first circle that is here towards the front, not the one that is at the back, the one that is at the front. And then we are going to be skipping the next stitch, going to the following one and create a half double crochet, chain 1, and now we are going to be skipping the next stitch, going to the next one and create a single crochet, and then into the following one, single crochet, just like that. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, into the following one we are going to be doing a half double crochet, chain 1, and then skip the next stitch, into the following one we are going to be doing a corner. So it's going to be 1 double crochet, a chain of 2, and 1 double crochet into that same stitch. So now chain 1, skip the next stitch, into the next one, create a half double crochet, chain 1, and then skip the one where you have the stitch marker and go into the following one, grabbing 1 stitch from one side, 1 circle, and then the other stitch from the other side, the other circle, pull up a loop and create a single crochet so that we can follow the pattern. You can then remove this stitch marker, and then now we are going to be working into the brown, not the copper, because the copper is going in. So this is to create the twisted effect. We are going to be working here where the brown is, and then the next one that we have, we are going to be doing a single crochet. So we are not skipping this time. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, into the next one, half double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch, into the following one you create a corner. So 1 double crochet, a chain of 2, and 1 double crochet. So here we have the third corner now completed. So now we are going to be continuing here where the brown is. So chain 1, skip the next stitch, into the next one, half double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch, into the next 2, 1 single crochet, chain 1. Now we are going to be skipping the one where the stitch marker is, going into the following one, and we are going to be grabbing 1 stitch from both sides. Make sure that is the next one, and then we are going to be creating a half double crochet. You can just double check if that's the one that you've skipped. Yeah, that's correct. You can remove the stitch marker, and now we are going to chain 1, skip the next stitch. We are going to now work into the yellow circle, as you can see. So chain 1, skip the next stitch. Into the following one, we are going to be creating a corner. So double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet into the same stitch. So chain 1, skip a stitch into the following one, half double crochet. Now we are going to be finishing the square. You'll see that it's going to look a little bit crooked now, but we are still going to be adding one more round going around. So now chain 1, skip the next stitch, single crochet into the following one, and then single crochet into the next one. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, and then into the following one, half double crochet, and then chain 1, and now we can connect to the beginning. So we are going to be skipping the single crochet, the first chain, and then into the second we are going to slip stitch the two sides together. So here we have now the base for our square. So now we're going to be using these stitches to create a really pretty square going around. So you're going to slip stitch into the chain 2 space, and then we are going to be chaining 3, and then double crochet into that chain 2. You can chain 1 or chain 2 for the corner. I like to chain 2, and then 2 double crochets into that same chain 2 space. So going to the next stitch available here, it's the double crochet. So right on top of this one we are going to be doing a double crochet. So we are going to be doing double crochet all the way around now. And then the next one available, it's a 1 chain space, so double crochet into that one, double crochet into the half double crochet stitch. You can go right on top. It's usually the one towards the right, which is this one. Then we have a chain 1 space, so double crochet into that one. Now we have 2 single crochets, so double crochet into those 2. Now we have a chain 1, double crochet into that. Now we have a half double crochet, so double crochet into that one. And then we have a chain 1 space, double crochet into that. Now we have the double crochet from the corner, so double crochet into that stitch. And then now we can create the corner, the same corner as on this very first one that we've created. So it's going to be 2 double crochets, a chain of 2, and 2 double crochets all into the same chain 2 space. And now we can do exactly the same as we've created into this side here. So I'm going to be doing one more time with you. So here we have the double crochet, so this is the first stitch. So into this one, double crochet into the chain 1 space, double crochet into the half double crochet, double crochet into the chain 1 space, double crochet into the next 2 single crochet stitches. So here we have the first one, and then the second, double crochet into the chain 1 space, double crochet into the half double crochet stitch, double crochet into the 1 chain space, and then double crochet into the double crochet of the corner. And then now we can just do the same all the way around. So as you can see, I have finished this side here, so following the same steps. So I'm going to be doing just my last stitch, I just wanted to show you, into the chain that we've created here at the beginning. So just find a stitch and then create the last double crochet. You can always count after the corner to see if you have the same amount of stitches as you have on the other sides, and then go into the chain 3 at the beginning, right at the top, and then slip stitch. So if you want from here, you can create another round right after this one, so it's going to make your square a little bit bigger. So all you have to do is to slip stitch until the first corner, and then from here you can just create the first corner and go all the way around following the same steps as we did previously here. All right, I'm going to be finishing right here because that's the sizing that I want to keep my square. So I'm going to chain 1, cut yarn. I'm going to then fasten off and weave in these 2 little ends that I have here at the back because I did all of the others on the way, so that's why I prefer doing that rather than leaving everything at the end. So this square, it's 8.5 centimeters by 8.5 centimeters. So now I have the weave-in completed, and this is how the square looks like. Here's the back as well, so you can see. So what I'm going to be doing now is show you, this is a little extra that I have here at the end of the video, is to show you how to make the matching triangle. So here I have, as you can see, the beginning of the square, so the middle with the twisted circles, and also I've added the stitch markers exactly the same how I did for the one with the square. So go ahead and do that. Once you have this, come back, and then I'm going to show you how to make the matching triangle if you need to use for a particular project that you need a square and also the matching triangle. All right, so let me go ahead and show you how to do this. So go ahead and make a slip knot. So I'm going to be using the stitches where the stitch markers are to create the corners. So we have 3 corners to create our triangle, and then all the rest will be for the rest of the stitches. So choose one to start. I'm going to be doing this one, and go ahead and attach with a single crochet or as you wish. Remove stitch marker. So go ahead and do the first corner exactly the same as we did for the one with the square. Chain 1, and then we are going to be working here into the yellow part. So skip the next stitch, go into the next one and create a half double crochet. Chain 1, skip the next one, go into the following one and create a single crochet. Chain 1, skip the next one, following one, single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 into the next, single crochet. So you see this one is a little bit different, and then chain 1, skip 1 into the following one, half double crochet. So chain 1, and into the stitch where the stitch marker is, you're going to be doing another corner. So we are going to be doing, make sure that you get both stitches. There we go. So we are going to be doing a double crochet, a chain of 2. I'm going to remove the stitch marker. Make sure that you are in the right stitch on both sides. Yeah. And then another double crochet into that same stitch. There we go. So now we have the second corner. So now you're going to chain 1, and into the copper, you are going to be repeating the same steps. So skip 1, into the next, we are going to be doing a half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 into the next, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 into the next, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 into the next one, single crochet, and now chain 1, skip 1 into the next, half double crochet. So now you're going to chain 1 and into the stitch marker stitch, we are going to be doing a corner. So double crochet, chain 2 and another double crochet. So now we can just follow the same as we did here into the brown. So now chain 1 and join at the beginning into the second chain. So now, as you can see, we have the first round completed, so I'm going to show you how to do the double crochets exactly the same as we have here into the square. So slip stitch into the first corner that you can find, chain 3, double crochet into the same corner, into that chain 2 space, and then chain 2 and 2 double crochets. So now from one corner to the other, we have to do the double crochets exactly the same as we did for the square, but we want to make sure that we have the same amount as we have here in the square, because otherwise when you're going to sew them together, the stitches will not match. So here for the triangle, we have to skip 3 stitches so that we have 14 double crochets from this corner to the other. So what I'm going to be doing is skipping this first double crochet, going to the chain 1 space into this one. We are going to be creating a double crochet, and then we are going to be creating double crochet into the next stitch, double crochet into the chain 1 space, double crochet into the next stitch, which is a single crochet, and then double crochet into the chain 1 space. So here we have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are going to be skipping this next single crochet stitch. We are going to go into the chain 1 space, double crochet into the single crochet stitch, double crochet into the chain 1 space, double crochet into the half double crochet stitch, and then double crochet into the next chain 1 space. So we must have 10 here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 with the 2 here from the corner. So skip this double crochet, go into the corner, the chain 2 space, and then you're going to be making a corner. So 2 double crochets, a chain of 2, and 2 double crochets. There we go. So now let's make the other side. So you're going to be skipping this double crochet, going to the chain 1 space, and then double crochet into the next stitch, double crochet into the chain 1 space, double crochet into the next stitch, double crochet into the next chain 1 space, skip the next single crochet stitch, go into the chain 1 space, double crochet all the way down until you have the last double crochet from this side. There we go. So we have the double crochet into the chain 1 space will be the last double crochet. So we should have 12 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now skip this double crochet and go into the corner and create another corner. So 2 double crochets, a chain of 2, and 2 double crochets. That easy, you see? There we go. So now I'm going to be doing the same here on the other side, all the way down, and then I'll meet you at the end. So once you've finished the other side, go ahead and slip stitch into the chain 3 at the beginning, and now you can chain 1, cut yarn, fasten off, and weave in. So I'm going to weave in and then I will show you how this one looks like. So here we have the square and the matching triangle completed of this intriguing pattern, because it's so intriguing but at the same time so different and nice and so beautiful to look at, because it makes you think, what is going on here in the middle? Are they really twisted, or is just an effect that is going on with the different shades? It's kind of like a square and a triangle that you look, that it makes you think about it. So this is really nice. I think it's super different and I'm pretty sure you're gonna love this. Let me know in the comments if you like it. Just leave like a little emoji as well if you don't want to comment anything, just so I know that you did watch until the end. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this beautiful and super different tutorial of this square and triangle. And also, if you end up making these super cute square and triangle, don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you post any pictures. I would love to see and show you some love as well. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed again today's tutorial, and if you did, don't forget to leave your massive thumbs up as you always do, and also don't forget to subscribe down below and to turn on the notification bell to receive notifications every time I post a new video. So thank you so much again for watching today's video, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.